What is emotional intelligence? Are you worried that your child is lacking emotional intelligence? It is commonly seen among parents of Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha are children born after 2010. Usually they are parented by millennials like me. The common problem that we are facing these days is, or we hear from parents of Gen Alpha is, my daughter who was so much into reading is no longer interested in books. My son who was all the time playing outside in the sun is now retrieving back to indoors and busying himself with social media or games. My daughter is not giving respect to my mother, my father. My child is no longer reciprocating to the needs of elders at home. Haven't you all heard all these things? Does this worry you? Yes, as a mother of Gen Alpha, it worries me a lot. These are the children who are future of our nation. As a mother of a child, I am definitely worried. But it is just not a problem of the house. It is a problem which can reflect in the growth and development of a country, because these are going to be the responsible citizens in future. So in order to understand and intervene in equipping them with a good emotional intelligence, let us try and understand what encompasses this emotional intelligence. The first one is, it has 5 components. The first component is self-awareness. Here, a person will know what his emotions are and how these emotions affect the other. The second component is self-regulation. Here, the emotions are regulated by the individual himself. He knows how to handle them. The third component is motivation. Here the person pushes himself and tries to achieve more in life and not just settle with the rewards or the praises. The fourth component is empathy. While the first 3, the self-awareness, self-regulation and motivation, belonged to self or individual, understanding individual emotions, empathy is ability to understand others' emotions, which is very, very essential. The 5th component is actually determined by all the 4 mentioned above. Self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, all of this will guide how a social skill is developed in an individual. Why should we worry about emotional intelligence? How is it going to affect a person? If you're wondering, the problem can be as small as inability to handle bullying at school to having a disastrous problem in relationships. A person with low emotional intelligence is incapable of handling small tussles and conflicts in school. A person with low emotional intelligence can have tough time handling pressure at workplace. A person with low emotional intelligence can have troubled relationship, adjusting to new relationships or new situations. So how do I handle these? How do we handle this? Nowadays, we are seeing increased usage of virtual and social media life. Children are getting away from reality of life. They are not able to react, interact, or assimilate the real life experiences, because of which the neuroplasticity of the brain, that is the ability to feel and react to certain experiences, are being pruned, in the sense they are being deleted. The one which is not used undergoes atrophy, becomes small. If I'm not going to use this muscle, it becomes small, it atrophies. Similarly, these skills need to be trained by means of exposure and reaction. If it is not given at the right time, those emotions or the neuroplasticity will not happen. So high time that we intervene, get them out of their virtual life, take them to the outdoors, introduce them to trekking, introduce them to social clubs, weekly social clubs where they interact with their own kinds, have arrangements for frequent social interactions, spend time with your children, tell them a lot of stories, take them to smaller places like marketplace, crowded places. Let them experience, feel all these things, the hustle bustle of life. Instead of complaining or regretting in future, this is the time we act and not only take care of our children, but also the future citizens of our country and the world. Emotional intelligence is the need of our. Let's join hands together and build a population with high emotional intelligence. Thank you.